Good evening, good evening, good evening. From the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And as we prepare ourselves for Night of Champions, which is less than 24 hours away, let's just recap real quick what happened on SmackDown tonight. Uh, so they started off with Trick Williams coming down to the ring with Little Yachty. First and foremost, congratulations to Trick Williams, and Lash Legend, as they are now newlyweds, husband and wife. They got married last Saturday on the island, as he told us tonight. But we had some of us have seen the videos on social media. But congratulations to them. May their marriage be blessed and prosperous. But he came out there talking about how he had to face Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints will be facing him tomorrow at Night of Champions. And, as he's talking, Ricky Saints comes down and tells him, I need this belt. Pretty much, not I need the belt, but, I'm ready to take this off you. Then he goes and tries to tell Little Yachty come work for him. Little Yachty like, hell no. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But then all of a sudden, we turn around. He smacks Little Yachty. And then Trick takes care of that business. He take care of the light work, get him up out of the ring, tell him I see you tomorrow. But he left his mark on that situation. So that's how that's serving it. Shout out to my 33 brother in the cuts. What up, though? So then we see Tiffany Stratton is in the back, and she's talking about she got to go out here and fight the baddies, which is B-Fab and Meechin. And then, we see Miss Bliss come out because she's mad about what happened to Charlotte. They took Charlotte's Queen of the Ring moment away, she feels, and so she's like, I'm ready to go up there with you. So that's going to be a match that we'll talk about a little bit a little later. Because after that, they like, all right, bet. So we're going to go on down there. They start the match. They started Fox Gamer Blocks. How you feeling? Welcome in. They started off the match taking care of B-Fab and Meechin as the match continues to go along. Real Sam and B-Hay. What's going on? They go through it back and forth. B-Fab gets the opportunities, takes out Miss Bliss. Then we go through the Fox game of what's going on as they take control of the match. They continue to beat on Miss Bliss, and then out of nowhere they get tagged to Tiffy. Tiffy starts the momentum. Tiffy got B-Fab on the mat. She get ready to go for the prettiest moonsault ever. Jade comes out of nowhere, trips her as she goes up the rope. B-Fab delivers a neck breaker, or they call it the X Factor. And then she gets the win. So big win for B-Fab and Meechin. But after that, we see Jay go in there, get ready to take out Alexa Bliss and Tiffy.
The Bliss TV isn't a product offered by Amazon. For the latest options and features in smart
excuse
TVs,
her. That's why I
check
say Miss
Amazon's
Bliss.
selection to find
She
something that
nosy
fits
and
your
all
needs and
outdoors.
preferences.
We see Chelsea Green come down with a kendo stick. She smacks Meechin with the kendo stick. She throws B-Fab out of the ring. Jade tries to go after her. She throws her. Well, she trips. Well, she falls out of the ring over the top rope. So Chelsea is getting a little bit more leeway Anyway, and I guess it's a growth going on between her and Tiffy Time, but that remains to be seen. They stand at the ring victorious. Oh, well, they stand in the ring not victorious, but they got rid of the little baddie crew, so they stand in as they did something. So then after that, we see Solo on the back, and the Tyler's come, Tama Tonga and the Tongans come in, the brothers, Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga. Tama and Tala Tonga, they come in like, yo, what's going on? He said, you saw what I did last Monday, you know what I mean? I took out Jimmy. And they like, yo, Tom like, yo, you obsessed with these people, man. But we spoke to the elders. We out of here. He like, what you mean? No, you out of here. Like, the elders told him to shut that down. He too obsessed or whatever. So now Solo is by himself, because he's obsessed with the bloodline. I thought I was gonna see Jacob come out of this segment, but he didn't. But they just left him there. Like, damn, nobody's just gonna leave me like that. So that's how he's yelling through like, nobody's gonna leave me. Nobody's gonna leave me. So we go to the AAA cruiserweight match between Ray Phoenix and Nathan Frazier. Y'all know me in the cruiserweights, we rock. This was back and forth, non-stop action. Ray Phoenix was showing his agility and mobility as, he's going through the ropes, over the ropes. Kevin Frazier did the same thing. But one of the moves, he got caught up. His foot almost got caught on the rope, and then he went head first to the desk, to the announcer's table. So I was like, damn, that might be a little bit of damage. Then at the end of the match, as Frazier is trying to hit a top rope maneuver, we see Ray Phoenix catch him and put him in a Death Valley driver to secure his win. And that was a big win for Ray Phoenix. So he retains the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. But I guess you would have to see the match to understand how fast and impactful it was. Like the Kevin Frazier made the wrong decision by trying to do a flip to get on the top rope, and that left Ray Phoenix enough room to grab his leg, put him in his corkscrew driver, and make the move a success. I guess the momentum told him hurry up, get to the top rope, but Ray Phoenix caught him, and that's how Kevin Frazier loses his match. But it was a good match nonetheless. It was just he was there at the wrong time and got caught up with that move, and so he got hit with the corkscrew driver, and then that's how he lost the match. We got LA Knight pulling in, talking about he gonna address Solo in the ring. He gets out there, calls Solo out. Solo like, man, listen, I ain't here to fight you, none of that, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man, I'm out here dolo. I don't like the bloodline. You don't like the bloodline. We need to work together and take out the bloodline. He's like, why should I trust you? He said, cause I'm by myself and I ain't got nothing to lose. And LA Knight in his, I'm gonna say this as a session, cause ain't nobody did nothing to this man, but he's still gunning for the bloodline. They ain't did nothing wrong as far as I could tell, but maybe I'm tripping. But he gunning for him. And he's like, yo, listen, man. Solo, I appreciate the offer, but I ain't doing it with you, man. I can't do it with you. You was a part of that people. You was a part of them people. Roman did you dirty. He doing them dirty more than what he did to you dirty. So you should be mad at them. But I just don't trust you. I'm gonna go my way and do it my way. My way is the best way. I don't know how he said that, but his way was never successful. So he ain't never beat the bloodline. He got a little help. So side note. So on Raw, Solo hit Jimmy with a spike, and he took a pin. He took the pinfall, but he said he got a little assist, but he ain't he ain't trying to reference that. You know what I mean? Nobody from the bloodline has done that in none of his matches. Nobody. Before he thought that Solo was a part of the group, but now he like, damn, I understand how you feel now, but I still think you gonna go back over there. He's like, man, I hate them people, man. They cost me everything, And he's like, all right, well, that's how you feel, but I can't rock with you. That's just my answer to you. Thanks, but no thanks. So I'm gonna leave you with that. So that part was, just a little bit, a little talk, but I don't see nothing brewing out of it. But you gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see how that goes. Then we had Paige and JC Jane match. Paige is in London. That's her hometown. So she got a single match. No title belts, nothing up for grab. JC Jane started off fast. Get a couple falls. But then Paige got the momentum back. Then, they try to get taking advantage. They took out Brie Bella. It was a real messy match. Paige ends up stealing the win with like a roll up after JC Jane rolled her up. She reversed that and got the win. So Paige beats JC Jane. They slide up out of there. Brie Bella stopped. I think she pushed her over. Matter of fact, she did push her over one of the fallouts. So most of their wins is like little cheap wins, like fallouts, using ropes. They doing the small things to win. It's not legal. It's not legit, but they letting it go down. So that's how they've been winning. So tonight was no difference. But you can say it's a big win for them. Then we go to the Danhausen Matt Cardona match against Los Gatos. Is they still Los Gatos? Yeah, they still Los Gatos. They started to take out Danhausen. Matt Cardona comes in, does a little kick to the face and the side by the side turnbuckle. We see as they get ready to attack Danhausen has the pyro thing go off. Gets a little sneaky pin. So Danhausen and Matt Cardona wins. Big win for, well, it's not a big win, but, it's a big win for Matt Cardona because he hasn't had a win in a while. So I guess Danhausen ain't cursing per se because he was on his team, so he got the win. So the Chelsea Green Jade match was real quick. Chelsea tried to get it going. Jade just dodged a hitter with a pump kick. Match over pretty much. It was like in and out. Jade stomped her down, and then Tiffany came and tried to help her with Miss Bliss. She rolled out of the way, and then B-Fab and Michin came in. Then Jade just whooped on Tiffany, as it leads to tomorrow. Today, their match, Jade Cargill versus Tiffany for the U.S. Championship. We'll talk about that. We'll do some predictions in a minute. So that's how they ended that match. Then they did a look at the Night of Champions. Like I said, we'll talk about that. Julia versus Kiana James. That match was interesting. As Julia, she tried to take out Kiana James. Kiana James, tried to get there. She tried to, she was a little helter-skelter, upset still that, even though she loved Julia, She didn't get her wits together. Uh, so she was trying to, Kiana James is kind of strong. Let's go with the first and foremost. She's kind of strong. I didn't really see her as a powerhouse. She's not Jade Cargill per se, but she got a little strength. And Julia, Julia was trying to use her quickness to get out of it. Um, as she was trying to do a sunset flip bomb. Julia Julia came back. She withered out of that and got to her Northern Light bomb and secured the victory. But after that, we see Blake Monroe come down to the ring and jump on her. So we have our first sighting of Blake Monroe, and she went after Julia. So that's something for us to look at going forward into. I think is there a Saturday night's main event in July? Yeah, it is July 18th at the Garden. So that might be a match to look forward to. Um, but yeah, Blake Monroe made her first appearance tonight, and she took it out on Julia. Uh, Cody Rhodes came out to end the night, talk about his match, his triple threat match. As I said, we'll talk about that in a minute. Versus, oh my God, I almost said Cody versus Cody. Cody versus Sammy versus Gunther. Uh, he's talking. What y'all want to talk about? Sammy comes out like, yo, you owe me because if it wasn't for me, Gunther would be champion. So you need to be thanking me and stop yelling at me and do all this. And Gunther's like, listen, man, I don't know what you talking about, but you screwed me out of you screwed me out of my match. But you being in the ring, you're going to be a non-factor. I'm telling you straight up, you're a non-factor. Um, so after that, we hear, we hear the yeet going on. Like, wait a minute. So, uh, oh, Jay comes out. Jay comes out giving out warning shots. Cody, you my guy, but if you win, I'm gonna win the King of the Ring. If you win, I'm taking you out. That's your warning shot. Yeah, welcome in, Javi Nino. Yeah, you can call it what you want. I could tend to agree with you, but I'll talk about that in a minute as well, Javi. Don't worry about it. So Jay tells Sammy, if you win, I'm taking you down. That's your warning shot. Gunther, you ain't getting no warning shot. I'm gonna do to you what I did to you in WrestleMania. I'm gonna put you to sleep like a bitch. Gunther snuffed him. Cody tried to grab Gunther. Sammy grabs Cody. They get thrown out the ring. Uh, Sammy gets thrown out the ring reversed. Uh, Jay and Cody, they super kick Gunther out the ring. And as they stand there face to face eyeing each other, we hear the ruler music come on. So Obafemi comes down to the ring. As he gets to the ring, he marches down. He does, y'all know the routine. He marches down. Uh, as he gets to the ring, he's looking at both Sammy. He's looking at Jay and Cody. Cody takes a super kick from Jay. Jay is sitting there like one on one, and then Gunther comes in and takes out Jay, grabs the belt. Gunther and Oba stares each other down. Then Sammy comes in and takes out Gunther. So Sammy and Oba stare each other down. Cody comes in with a Cody cutter. Yeah, that's crazy. So Cody stands there with the belt. As he goes to pick up the belt, Oba comes in, stands above him. Cody stands up and raises the belt. That's how the SmackDown ends tonight. Uh, Cody and Oba But now, we're gonna predict some of these matches. As you know, tomorrow afternoon is Night of Champions. It's in uh, Saudi Arabia, I believe. So they'll be starting at 1 o'clock. I will tell you, there's going to be a couple matches on ESPN at 1 o'clock from 1 to 2. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the women's Queen of the Ring match, which consists of Liv versus Io. Y'all already know how I feel about this match. If you don't, I don't like the fact that Liv is not. She's the world's champion. She's a women's champion, but she's in a Queen of the Ring match. I guess I don't know how the hell she's in the Queen of the Ring match with the belt. She ain't fought nobody in a month, but that's another story for another day. For some reason, I'm going to pick Liv over Io. I don't know why. I'm just picking it because for me, if I gotta take a guess, I'm saying that they're trying to make the Judgment Day a factor. So I'm going to pick Liv over Io. And the second match is going to be Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I'm picking Tiffany Stratton for some crazy reason. I don't know if something crazy is going to happen. I don't know if Miss Bliss and Charlotte and Chelsea Green going to get involved to put the numbers back up for Tiffy. But I just don't see. I don't see Jay winning this right now, and I also see Chelsea Green building that relationship with Tiffany Stratton. So I'm going to give that match to Tiffany Stratton. Can you guys see what I'm looking at? Okay, cool. I can't complain about that. I mean, it is what it is. Like it's annoying. It's annoying what they doing with these belts. It doesn't make sense to me. Like how the hell she ain't fought? No, she ain't fought him. She ain't defend this title yet. But it's. I seen people get stripped for less, right? But that's another story for another day. We got Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. I just can't see them taking this belt off of Trick right now. Excuse me. Unless there's something behind the scenes. I don't think Lash is pregnant. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, but I don't think she's pregnant. So unless something like that comes about, that's the only way I can see Trick losing the match. So I'm going with Trick Williams to win this. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I'm going with Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins in the steel cage match versus Braun Breaker. I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker. I think somebody's gonna come out there and help him. I don't know which one of them is gonna be. I wouldn't listen. I know we haven't seen Bronson Reed in a while, but I'm gonna say this too. If Paul Heyman is not going to the ring with him, I'm changing. I'm taking that back. I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins because, as we see, for those of you that don't know, also congratulations to the Street Profits. They're now the tag team champions on Raw by defeating Breaker and Austin Theory with some help from Seth Rollins. So he's going to be worked up, and I think that's going to play against him because there's no Paul Heyman to calm him down. There's no Paul Heyman to get him focused on the match and try to calm his emotions. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins because Paul Heyman is that much of a factor in matches like this. Even if it's, a non-title match, he know how to talk to his guys. And it, when they don't listen to him 9 times out of 10, it goes awry for them. So I'm going to pick Seth for that. Now the King of the Ring men's final between Oba versus Jay. I'm going with Jay only because I feel like Brock is going to make his appearance, so he can start his SummerSlam prequel or trilogy promotion towards SummerSlam. So I'm gonna give that to Jay. And if Jay is correct, he will be fighting uh, Cody or whoever wins this belt at Night of Champions. So I mean, it's a pretty decent card, right? I thought we were only going to get like 4 matches, but we got 6. And I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see, what happens with the Seth and Braun Breaker match. I don't like, I don't know. I just have a feeling that somebody like a Bronson Reed. I've been saying Bronson Reed's name for a while. I think it's been close to a year since he had that injury. So, but somebody may interfere in that match. I just think that it's not going to be enough for Seth to lose, unless they coming in and just rip his whole face off and lock the cage and do stuff like that. I just don't see them letting. I don't, like I said, Tiffany and Chelsea Green. I see them coming together, so I'm picking her. Trick Williams, I'm picking Trick. Cody, I'm picking Cody. I don't want to pick Liv Morgan, but I'm going to pick her. I don't. And finally, Jey Uso's going to win, in my opinion, because Brock is going to do something to come in between that and get in the way. So those are my predictions for tomorrow's Night of Champions. Once again, it'll start at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The first hour is going to be on ESPN, featuring Liv versus Io and Tiffy versus Jade. So those are the matches that's going to happen tomorrow. You think they about to break them up? I thought so too, but like even on Monday when Charlotte gets hurt and stuff, I think they had to let her win because they couldn't. I don't think Charlotte might be out for a while. I really believe Charlotte might be out for a while. If that injury is sustained, if that's real, Charlotte is going to be out. Because she was telling people, get out of here. What else am I supposed to do? I don't think that was scripted. I think that was live. So the fact that they didn't have nobody else, damn, you might have changed my mind just now. You might have changed my mind. Now I'm sitting there thinking about it. And they might just let Io win it because they can't do nothing. If they both Io's not injured, but Liv's supposed to be injured. That was the rumor and speculation. So if she is injured, then I can't see her going to SummerSlam within that next 6 weeks to go through that situation. So, but I picked. Damn, you make me. I'm changing my pick, y'all. Only because this comment makes a lot of sense to me. And if that story is true that Liv got hurt, I can't see her winning Queen of the Ring and then going on to she would have to fight. Damn, who's the? Well, she can't fight Rhea anyway. Well, she gonna fight Rhea Ripley if that's the case. She can't look. Liv can't fight herself, so she gonna have to fight. And that's another thing I'm looking at too. Will they make her double champion just for her to be relevant on both shows? This is I don't like this storyline. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I can't stand it. But that's what it looks like right now. It looks like they're making Liv look so important because everybody else ain't looking important. I'm thinking I'm hoping Raquel's like, you know what? I ain't gonna let you win this because you holding me back or whatever. Or Roxanne, one of them supposed to turn odd, but it's not happening yet. So I'm just sitting back and waiting. But that's a good point though, because everybody was talking about Liv got hurt. I seen it on YouTube. I seen it on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, maybe that is the case, but we won't know. Who's she gonna defend it against besides Io? But that's a good point too. You see what I'm saying? So if Io wins, I don't think she'll go against if Io wins, I don't think she'll go against Rhea. I think she'll try to get Live. So that's a good point too. That's what I said. I don't. Trick was wild. He whooping that. Brunson might come. Oh, Bronson. Oh yeah. I thought that said Brunson like Rick Brunson. Oh, he comes back. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been so long that he was out, so I could see, like, I could just see him making that appearance and making that rivalry like restart to say, right, because he got beef with both of them, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. What you say? They ain't letting. Nah, but that's what see. This is like right here, right? Because if now I'll ask, I'll challenge this. I'll challenge this comment with that question, right? So Oba wins. Is he going to take the belt from Roman at SummerSlam? You see what I'm saying? Like I just think it's too soon for him to get a belt that fast. For him, that's why, and he can't fight it because isn't that match already solidified at SummerSlam? Oba versus Oba versus Brock, unless they're gonna do double duty. So if they do double duty, but they can do that too and make him look that dominant. So that's a good, I don't see it, but just the way the way they make him so invisible, like he can fight two matches at one time. He gonna dominate, and then he gonna dominate. He gonna dominate the entire bloodline. Well, he gonna dominate the whole bloodline. He just gonna throw Jacob out the ring, and he just gonna just drop Roman like a bad habit. If that does happen, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening for that reason alone. I just don't see them. I don't see them, letting him win. I just see, like, I could really see them having Jay go over to SmackDown. They running the party again for a little bit until somebody get tired of it. So, that's a good point. But I just don't see Oba winning it because of that reason alone. I think Brock's gonna get involved with that match. Man, if he do, I'm yeah. Yeah, he said I'm overdone. Yeah, she got hurt in her match Monday. She did something to her knee, and she was like very hurt. Now they could have did. Now I hope I'm saying this incorrectly as far as her faking the injury. It looked real to me. But I'll explain. Well, first and foremost, let me stop right here. I apologize because I was supposed to did that Monday, but so much happened Monday in the NBA that it threw me for a whole entire loop. So that's why I didn't do the up. I was trying to get the information, and I'll talk about what happened on Monday after these comments I'm reading and things like that because it affects it's in the world of the NBA. But when she did that Monday, I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. They just making Liv look like she's like MVP, and she ain't doing nothing real. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was going to come on here and talk about how the Street Profits got the belt, and I'm happy for them. I just want to see how long that lasts. But like I said, the stuff that trade Monday it rocked the whole NBA, and it rocked me too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think they was setting it up for Flair versus Rhea. Yeah, that's what I got too. Cause I don't see her fighting what you call. Let who take it? You want Gunther to take it? Damn! Every time you say something, right? Every time you say something, make me think about sub belts, right? Kid. Now here's a silly question, right? And this don't kill me. Would it be easier for Jay to beat Sammy, and then have that run back with the Bloodline versus Cody, or the Bloodline? Well, I don't think Gunther's gonna win. I really don't. But I'm just asking this question. I'm putting the question out there. Will it be simpler for them to beat Sammy for Jay to be Sammy, just for them to have the whole entire bloodline come over there, and then I'm waiting to see because I think from what Solo was saying tonight, I think Solo gonna be doing things to help LA Knight win some matches here and there. So that's why I tell you guys watch it all the time because it's always some lingering story behind that. Now I don't know what Tama and Tyler Tonga is gonna do. I'm interested to see that. Side note: we did see the tag champs, Priest and R-Truth. They was talking to the Raiders again. I ain't gonna call them War Raiders. They talking about putting up belt for belt, AAA belts for WWE belts. I'm trying to say, yo, y'all trying to demote you. That's neither here or there. But what I'm saying is, the fact that they trying to bring all of these little people in. So maybe they're gonna give Sammy the belt. I'm saying Sammy's little because that's easy for Jay to take out and become champion on SmackDown, and then they can run the show. So, it's so much. That's what I'm saying. It's so much to think about when you watch these weekly episodes. You gotta really sit back and say, "Damn, that's kind of crazy." Nah, that's me going through the chat. That's me. That's me. That's my fault. Um, yeah. So it's a lot to think about. And then when you think about what happening on Raw, we talking about Night of Champions. We see Lyra. She just flipped out on Bailey. Um, I'm recapping Raw a little bit now. Um, Oba untold this dude though. Oba did tell Jay, "You ain't the cousin I'm looking for." So you can sit your ass down. But if you giving out shots, make sure you don't miss. Cause you don't miss, I'ma destroy you. If you still get your shot, I'ma destroy you. So no, I don't know how that goes, but I can see Oba. I mean, I can see it's it. I can see it both ways. If Oba gets to SmackDown, they will have more star power. He will have more star power there. If you stay on Raw, then it's eventually going to cause a. But that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So he can win and he can beat. Well, he will fight Cody because that's like the May Saturday night's main event match that they didn't get to finish too. So I could see that happening, but I'm just trying to see, are they get ready to gear up? Because now I'm thinking about that. I think Solo's coming to Raw. I just thought about that as I'm reading this. So I think Solo's coming to Raw. Him and LA Knight, and they might get some couple other people to go with this, and then they might just. They better not be leading this shit for the War Games and all. I'll be mad. I will be mad if that happens. But it's so many. But that's the beauty of the story writing tonight, right? If you really pay attention to it, okay, that dang. Solo come to Raw. He gets a couple people. They might, they gonna try to get up with Roman. Roman's gonna be relevant. He gonna fight a couple times. He ain't gotta lose the belt. He might get non-title matches. Might get in the tag match, get in the triple threat match. Then we're gonna see Jacob become the vicious dude. Now, I might be reaching a little bit, but what if the Tonga brothers go here and then Commander, what up, Nine? How you feeling? Now, what if the Tongan brothers go to Raw and just be recruited by Rome? It's so many different ways to look at it, right? Because they don't have nothing going on SmackDown unless they gonna fight Finn Balor with Tama Tonga. So they don't have much of a storyline. So now they gotta refresh themselves. They gotta rebuild themselves. I don't know how they're gonna do that with the tired lines that's going on over there. They put more luchadors and AAA people over here. You still got Sammy. Sammy over there talking to the dude laying on top of the daggone the box and stuff. Like, what's wrong with you? Danhausen. Look, they had the Danhausen match tonight. I thought they would save that for like SummerSlam or Saturday night's main event. They got the Miz looking crazy. They got Kit Wilson looking crazy. So I don't know what's going on. Nah, listen. Compared to what happened, I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? So what happened was, right, I was supposed to came on Monday night to do the Raw recap, but as I'm finishing this up, it's gonna lead to the segue. A lot of trades happen in the NBA, so I'm trying to understand what the hell the NBA trades is going for. So, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But yeah. So when you just look at how they doing the writing and how this is looking, so now we gotta wait for tomorrow, see what happens tomorrow, and then go back to Monday, Raw to see how they're gonna proceed with the situations. Right? Is there gonna be changing of belts? Well, there should be a couple of changes of belts, but I doubt anybody lose their belt. Um, and we go from there. So, and that's, like I said, that's going to be a Saturday night's main event situation. And then we're going to go to SummerSlam at the beginning of the month. So, or the beginning of August. I can't believe we're damn near August already. This is flying, y'all. But yeah, so going back to this week in basketball, right? So Monday night, as Raw is well, I saw Raw at 2 o'clock, right? So I'm getting ready to go on, and then they talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo got traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Miami Heat, and I'm saying to myself, what the hell was that trade for? Right? Let me take this down because I'm not talking about wrestling right now, so I can take this down. What the hell was this trade for? So the trade was Giannis, Bobby Portis for Tyler Hero, uh, uh, oh God, James Jr., another guard, and some draft picks that's being swapped. So now everybody's talking like the Bucks are going to be like, the Heat gonna be this team, and I'm saying like, how the hell they gonna be a team and they ain't got no guards. They ain't traded all of their guards away. So how the hell they gonna be? How they gonna be a team? So I'm waiting for the draft. I look at the draft. They don't really draft well for the Miami Heat. So I'm like, I don't know what to look forward to. Then at the same time, they traded the T-Wolves traded Julius Randle for some money. The the Nets sent young kid Claxton, more of a defensive player, to Chicago, right? And then what was that? Yesterday they trade LaMelo Ball to the Timberwolves for Nas Reed, and they swapping draft picks. So I'm trying to figure out. Right, that's what I'm saying. So the whole NBA is going crazy. So now I'm watching the draft. What was that? Wednesday and Thursday? Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday. I'm looking like, yo, who the hell is, like, how are these pieces of the puzzle fitting? There's no Randall went to Brooklyn. He went back to New York. I know he mad as hell, right? Because that man just left New York from the Knicks. They traded his ass from the Knicks to get Cat, and then they win the chip, and now you got to go to Brooklyn to sit there and listen to all the championship talk. I know that. Listen, but in all reality, Julius Randle has done this to himself, right? Because he wanted to be the guy. He wanted to be the guy. Jalen Brunson came and took that from him in New York. He went to Minnesota. You ain't taking that from Ant-Man. Ant-Man's that guy. You didn't want to be co-host. So since you want to be the guy, we're gonna send your ass to Brooklyn. You can be the guy there all day you want. All day, all night, all weekend, all month, all season. And you'll probably get about 25 wins. If you could sustain the whole season, because I don't know if you're gonna be injury free. You might pull a fake injury, right? And then we got you got the draft, right? And then you got the trade for LaMelo Ball. Then we hear in the background they wanted to trade Jaylen Brown and this, that, and the third. So it was so much going on in the NBA for this entire week, which started at Monday around 11 o'clock, which is why I didn't go on, because I said I want to understand this trade with Giannis in totality. That's why I missed the Raw recap. First, like I said, I want to apologize for everybody that was expecting me to come up like that. That was like breaking news. Like, hey, they just traded Yondu at 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that's kind of crazy. They making trades at 11 o'clock. They supposed to be sleeping in their bed some damn where. But that started like a whole trigger thing. Then they got the little trades. I know Detroit just traded Isaiah Stewart. I know the Thunder, they just traded away Isaiah Joe, like little key increments to their title run. So I'm just like, all right, got you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he gonna do something. Like it's no like I couldn't go to Brooklyn and play. He gonna have his little black jersey with his little 30 on there. That might sell a couple. That might sell a couple of dollars. You know what I mean? But we know the number 30 in Brooklyn that belongs to Bernard King. I'm a New Yorker, so I already know what that 30 means. You know what I'm saying? That 30 in New York, that's a Bernard King thing. You know what I'm saying? And he from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, like for real. So, but they might sell a black 30 jersey, just like I think they still selling the Durant jersey. So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was so much going on. You know what I mean? As far as the trades and then things like that in the draft, like I try to cover a lot of it on posts because I was trying to make y'all understand what I was seeing and what I was doing from the damn draft. And I'm like, God damn, I can't even keep up with the shit. I swear I seen the Knicks made about 5 trades just to get a couple of dollars, just to make a couple bucks. You know what I mean? And that's what they did. So it was so many trades that happened in the first round. The second round was the same thing. So me trying to keep up with it is like, damn, I feel lost. But a lot was happening over the like I said, even tonight. Well, even today, like I said, they just traded the Thunder traded Isaiah Joe. I think about last night, the Detroit traded Isaiah Stewart. I forgot where he went. I think it was either a pick or some cash consideration. I can't even remember which one it was. But a lot was going on in the league, and I knew things was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to come to this type of proportion. Like, damn, y'all just trading people, and y'all making big trades and swaps, and like I said, the Miami Heat, they traded 3 of their guards, so they got. As far as I know, they got 3 guards, 3 forwards. They got Bam Adebayo, Bobby Portis, and Giannis. But that's what I'm saying. But remember, I was telling you at the end of the year, like something was wrong. Like they wasn't even playing him in the playoffs. So I'm like, what the fuck are they? What are they doing? You know what I mean? Like this don't look right. This ain't something going on over here. You know what I'm saying? Even with their draft pick, like I know Detroit traded their pick for, I forgot who they traded it to. It was like a 3-team trade. It was like the Grizzlies. It was the Grizzly, the Detroit, and I want to say, I can't remember. It was like 16, 17, and 21, or whatever those draft picks was. It was like those 3 made they were just swapping people. I think it was Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. So they did all of that trading and stuff, and I'm like, damn, this is like. But I'm trying to figure out how does this match. I'm trying to figure out how they making this work. You know what I mean? Like they drafted people. Like, all right, I gave you an example, right? The Wizards just drafted AJ DeBonza, right? That's the kid from BYU, but then turned around and gave Trey Young, like I'm not gonna say it's a super max, but it's like 4 years and a lot of money. I think it was $185. I said $185. That's not a lot of money, y'all. But $185 million is, you know what I'm saying? I think he got an Austin Reeves type thing. As the Lakers just signed Austin Reeves for $185 million for 4 years, or something like that, right? So I'm saying, okay, so you got this, you got the young kid, you got Trey Young. I don't know what they doing with Anthony Davis. So they gotta figure this stuff out, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see the purpose of signing Trey Young to all this money. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense because if you, this is what I said. I said the same thing about Jaylen Brown like 3 years ago. You can't give a man $300 million and then say he's not the guy. If I'm giving somebody $300 million, you the guy. He can go out there and score them buckets. So when he came back and made these comments, this is my best year by far, or whatever. I understood what he was saying, but the fact that he said it, he gotta understand you didn't put no context on it, one, and you know people are waiting for you to mess up, and that was their cue to come out and get you. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you saying this your best year, and y'all just blew a 3-1 lead, and so on and so forth, and you're not serious. You know, like they gonna say all type of things, and that's exactly what's happening. So he going through all his battles. He want to argue with Stephen A. Smith. He want to argue with ESPN. He going through all that. And I'm just like, what the hell is going, like, what, like, you worrying about the wrong goddamn thing. And then you mad because they keep dangling you for trade. They try to trade you for Durant in 22. They tried it, well, was it 22 or 24? Whatever it was. Whenever Kevin Durant was leaving well, no, that was last year. Was that last? No, he went to so like 24. And now they try to trade you again for Giannis. And Giannis, they didn't like the package that the Celtics gave. So now, of course, you're gonna feel like you don't want it. You're not wanted there, because you gave me $300 million just to trade me, but yet I'm the one that held the team down all fucking year, and y'all trying to say he's too fragile to trade, which is Jason Tatum. It's a good point, but you already know how people are viewing you. You hearing the little inklings. Okay, it may just be a report, but sometimes there's a little bit of truth in a rumor. You know what I'm saying? It's just like telephone. Yo, he think he good, but he straight trash. Somebody said you trash, but somebody also said you was good. They might have said they may have said you ain't that guy. But you know, when it gets to you, you say somebody telling you, yo, the NBA think you trash. You know what I'm saying? So there's a little bit of truth in the stories, but you sitting there attacking the messenger for saying the message, if that's what's happening right now. So that's why I said, you know, it was very interesting to see that talk, to see what's going on. Like I said, this been going on all week since the draft, and like I said, since Monday. Like I said, so all of this has affected the landscape of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's something that threw me for a whole entire loop. It messed my whole week up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because you know I knew for sure. I knew Monday that the Prophets got the belt, and I was happy, but I knew this was just gonna start a whole bunch of craziness. You know what I'm saying? It's been so crazy. I forgot about the draft. I ain't been paying attention to nothing. I'm literally. I ain't worried. Listen, there's a lot going on in family life and stuff like that. There's adjustments that need to be made. You know what I mean? Things like that. So that's understandable if you ain't doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm trying my best to keep it. I'm trying my best to hold it down as much as possible, as far as the crew. Shout out to the 9%. I'm trying to, but like I said, this week, I swear this week caught me up. It caught me for a whole thing. I saw Commanders coming like, hey, man, I'm about to put an APB out. We gonna start a GoFundMe. Like, don't do no GoFundMe. I ain't going to jail. Yeah. I know it. But it was just so much. It was, like I said, it was just so much in the world of sports that I was like, damn, like I'm pretty sure, like I don't even know if people even saw that Busted Down Brown did a live on Father's Day. I don't even know if people like it's been all over. That's what I'm saying. People are moving around and adjusting so much that hey, things are moving, they're shaking. So But as far as the world of sports, like this thing was just really, really going crazy. Like, damn, I can't believe they doing all this like right now. You know what I'm saying? And then we still got to keep our eye out because if they are trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown, yeah, I did like a quick live. Well, he did a quick live for Father's Day. You know, just to shout. I did. He shouted out the word and East Dad and Girl Dad. You know, just saying how people gotta how to what was the name? I put amen like A, and then men, and then D like a man adjust to father, becoming a father, something like that. That's what I was alluding to. Like, yo, you have to adjust yourself. You put the childish things down to become a father. You become more selfless because you got other responsibilities going on. You're not going to do that, just by doing the crazy stuff, just by the act of letting a woman conceive a child. It is more to it than that. But that was pretty much. But I did it real quick. You know what I mean? Because it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody just gonna go on out there and do the dad thing. I have family over, and they wanted to do something for me. Well, they wanted to cook out, and I ain't had to cook, so thank you and things like that. So I just wanted to shout out the fathers that I knew, and like I was like, dang, I hope he shout everybody out, because if he shout everybody out, I mean, but it was so many dads, it's hard to do. That's why I don't like that holiday. And for most men, it's a thankless thing. So we just doing what we supposed to do. So we don't. Well, I don't feel like I need to be thanked because I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? When you do what you're supposed to do, it should be no thanks behind it. It's like a job. If you pay me to do a job, you ain't got to thank me. That's my damn job. Damn, I didn't see that. The only reason I'm up is because I was outside with my son looking at the stars and the moon, trying to turn my son into a nerd. He got a telescope. He's so So what you teaching them about the astrology thing, like Orion's belt, the Big Dipper, things like that? I remember when I was your son's age, I was trying to figure things out. We had great grandma. Great grandma was like, "Yeah, listen, you see that little Big Dipper thing? It's like a what they call it, a drinking gorge. I mean, you got to go wherever that is. You got to go north." Like, grandma, we free. like grandma, we free. He's like, no, that's how they portray it. I'm like, I understand, but we free, so we ain't thinking about that. They out there, Commander. They out there, and don't say that too loud, cause him. I know that him and Mrs. Word, they do ghost things, but they the closest thing to a ghost is them in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be shocked if that's what he was doing. Trying to see if they was coming. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot going on. But I've been around, you know what I mean? I've been trying to keep up with. I think I saw Tay go live a couple. I think she went live. I saw Santina go live. I've been seeing Logical Thinker go live a lot. So I'm like, okay, we cooking. Okay, they cooking. But I know my guys. My guys. He been pretty busy, so I wasn't really expecting him to do anything too much. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. But it was a lot going on this week. You ain't no damn alien. The alien lost to my Knicks, baby. Now, yeah. So we still celebrating. Yeah, yes, New York is still celebrating. I know. My son's like, yo, they still going crazy. I said, did you get your uniform? I mean, did you get your jersey and hat and stuff? Like, nah, I ain't doing all that. Cause I can't find it. Like I bet it's like 10 million people looking for the same damn outfits. You know what I'm saying? So that all look, they got orders backed up on online. You gotta reserve it and then they'll send it, and some of this stuff don't even come. They said you might not get some stuff till August. I'm like, oh my God, y'all tripping right now. Ain't nobody waiting till August. So I'm like, wow, but they still rocking. They still rocking. So I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, the city is still, and now they doing free agency, and then this dumbass James Dolan talking about he ain't doing he ain't paying top tier. I'm like, nigga, this is New York. We pay everything. Everything is over the budget. Everything, the city is over budget. How you ain't go over budget to keep this thing going? That like, I said, you know what? Let me mind my business. I said, your stock, the Knicks, their own stock. I wish Lisa was here. Right? Shout out to Lisa J. I wish she was here. She could say, Lisa, I would ask Lisa, when they won the championship, could you tell me how much their stock was and how much it has raised since they won the championship? And this is what I'm saying. When you bet on yourself, I'm gonna do a live about resilience one day on this channel. When you bet on yourself, man, you show people that, yo, I know what I can do. Oh, look, Isaiah Hartenstein got $75 million tonight to stay at OKC, so he ain't going nowhere. That's what I'm saying. It's so many things picking up and moving around. But anyway, when you bet on yourself, man, and you know you can do this, it's not even a gamble. It's an investment in yourself. You know what I mean? So there are people shocked that Jalen Brunson left $113 million on the table. He left it so that way he can get the people around him that I need, that I can show you what we can do. And it came to work. Now, will it happen again? I'm not a psychic. I think people say I've been psycho before, but not a psychic. So, is it possible? Maybe so. But you got to give it a shot. You just can't go, since we won, I ain't paying. I'm not trying to keep this together because I don't want to pay the luxury tax. Nigga, you live in New York. You already get paid no luxury tax. What are you talking about? Right? So right off the bat, you already feel something different, right? And like I said, if the draft, they were just selling things off to where they can get about $10-15 million extra to and then they gave Jose Alvarado 3-year $14 million deal. So they was one of the guys that they was trying to keep. So this is why I pay attention to what's going on now, because you're starting to see the pieces are starting to come together now. Like I said, I just found out right now that Hartenstein is staying in OKC. They just drafted a dude that's like 7'3", so they got a 7'3", a 7'1", and a 6'11" dude, all for Victor Wembanyama. This is Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's why I say, when you follow the sports, you gotta follow it with the whole intent of knowing what's going on every second, right? That's why I feel bad when I don't do the when I miss an episode of wrestling, because I feel like I'm leaving something out and I'm setting y'all up, because if y'all don't watch it and I'm not here to recap it, y'all may miss something. You know what I'm saying? So I got, like I said, I can't be letting all these changes and shockings and trades, and I gotta still do what I need to do. But this week was just something I didn't see coming at all. And it all avalanche this whole entire week. Like I said, this is the off season, but this is the off season with trades and stuff like that. You got to stay on top of things like that. So, we just, like I said, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. And July is, what is that, Wednesday? July is Wednesday, so we gotta start the ball rolling with the fantasy league. Those of you that want to join, once again, we're gonna start talking about that a little bit more. And like I said, if you feel like you want to join, just put it on the community post, and then when we start putting the true information in there, we can you still want to join, it don't cost you nothing. It's gonna be free. You get to do the things that you want to do. You the GM. You pick your team. You set your teams up. You set your defenses up. You get to do all that. Everything is free. No pay or no nothing, right? And then we'll just have the conversation from September all the way to January to week 18, and then whoever wins win. And we'll be back. Like I said, we'll be doing the picks of the week. Who you think is gonna win the games of the week? Nothing costing there. Just see if you know how to pick the game. Same thing. We coming back better than before. And y'all are all welcome to do it. Doesn't matter if you are an alien, a mortal, a man, or female. It don't matter. We're gonna be doing this for the whole entire football season. But we just giving y'all the heads up, because before you know it, training camp is gonna start. Before you know that, we're gonna be at a Hall of Fame game. Then there's only gonna be 3 football games this year. Then they start early, like Wednesday, because they're going to be in Australia. So it's going to be Thursday there, but Wednesday here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Australia. Yo, I don't know where Stoic is at, but I hope he's all right. But that was a guy. You know, that's a 9 that we ain't heard from in a minute. But yeah, that's what my guy said. Michael Jackson said it. I don't care if your name is Annie or Dirty Diana. You welcome to join. I just don't want to be sexist. You know what I mean? But yeah, we getting ready to do all that. Speaking of the women, shout out to Marina Mabrey. It's Saturday now. But in Thursday's game, she tied a WNBA record with 53 points in a victory over the Los Angeles Sparks. So, you know, even their season is picking up. You know, I was just watching that. That's why I said, a few minutes ago. Right, but there's people that's coming out. You know, there's some rookies coming out that's doing their thing. Olivia Miles is keeping the Lynx relevant, as Nafisha Kaya still comes off of her leg injury. Aja Wilson is being Aja Wilson. The Atlanta Dreams is making some noise. The New York Liberty is working through their little injury bug with Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali. But like I said, I'm on to all the sports. So even like I said, the WNBA, the Mets. My Metropolitans, they just fired their coach. It wasn't his fault. The organization let him down. They didn't bring nothing in for him to work with, pretty much. But y'all know how it goes. I'm not gonna say it's my fault. I'm gonna fire the damn coach because he sucks. Knowing damn well the coach had nothing to do with that. But you know, that's just the way this thing rolls. But you know, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. I can even talk about the big 3. They sitting there having fights and looking crazy. Same 3 individuals as last year. Dwight Howard and Stevenson and Michael Beasley. Like there's things to talk about. So, you know, we're not going to run out of things to talk about. But, you know, sometimes it ain't really worth talking about because, you know, like, they ain't nobody get suspended. Then they got the Caitlin Clark situation. She got not punched in the neck or punched in the throat, but you know, the girl didn't get suspended. Then all of a sudden she got a 1-game suspension the next day after the situation happened. So there are things to talk about. We can always have something to talk about. You know what I mean? You ask, or you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. That's what we're here for. We're here to have the sports conversation. And if it goes any further, you know what I mean, we can do that. Matter of fact, look, I'm sitting here, I was watching the Chicago Sky game. They was playing the new Portland team, one of the expansion teams. And what's the girl name? Cardozo, she made all of her shots. She went 13 for 13 in a game. So she shot 100% and got 30 points in a WNBA game. But she is 6'5", so she shouldn't be missing nothing. But she did it. She went 13 of 13. didn't miss a shot, and they won the game by about 20 points, 30 points, 124 to 94. So, you know what I mean? Like the women are doing what they're supposed to do, and when they do it, they deserve accolades too. They deserve shout outs, and when they do it, I'ma shout them out. So that's what I did. Um, but like I said, there's a lot going on. As far as in the world of sports, like I said, to this afternoon, in less than 12 hours, they'll be talking about the WWE Clash of Champions. We will be on top of that. Now, do I go live after this or tomorrow night? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Uh, but we're definitely gonna have to talk about it. So I might just do a live tomorrow night just to talk about that leading into Monday Night Raw. Because at the end of the day, if something happens with somebody like Liv Morgan or something like that, if something happened with Obafemi, I gotta prepare you guys for what's happening. So I may go live. Don't quote me on it, but we know we'll be back Monday. I ain't gonna play with it because, like I said, before you turn around, there's gonna be nothing else to do. All-Star break is gonna be coming within 3 weeks for baseball. I think the WNBA All-Star game is coming. They got a Commissioner's Cup this Tuesday. The Liberty versus the Aces. The winner gets the Commissioner's Cup. It's something like the NBA Emirates Cup. It's the same thing. So they're getting ready to do that Tuesday. So like I said, there's always something to talk about. The match card that I showed was brought to you by the 9%, where better you is better us. I ain't get to see Realist, but I hope he's all right. I know, I've been missing, I've been slacking, but I know he's a day one supporter. I hope he's doing all right, and I hope all of you guys are doing all right. Whether it's Commander, whether it's what's his name, Fox Gamer, my 33 brother, a few people came in today. Can't even find it. I didn't know I had that many people in the chat. Chat, where you at? Javi Nino, he said the Knicks suck, but hey, they can suck right now because ain't nobody playing. But you can't take away. They are your defending champions. They are your NBA champions. You can't take that away. But shout out to Javi Nino, Fox Gamer Blocks. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? And that's just how we're going to finish this night off. So, like I said, we'll be back in a couple days. Wait a minute. I didn't even tell you. Now, I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and I swear to you, it just flashed on the screen. Serena Williams is playing Wimbledon. Now, I think we can all agree that she has to be up there as far as GOAT status in tennis. I think we can agree with that. I'm presuming she got in there with a wild card because she played doubles the other day. She played doubles at the French Open. So, and Wimbledon starts Monday. So we probably more than likely be on Serena watch too. But we're gonna, like I said, whatever news and updates and information I get, I'm gonna give it to you guys. That's what we do here at the Channel 9 studio with Mr. 33. So that's what we're gonna continue to do. It's gonna be quiet a little bit. Like I said, we got baseball, we got the WNBA. It ain't the NBA, it ain't the NFL, where we go into deep stats and stuff like that and had the conversations. But we will be having conversations with going forward. Like I said, and next month let's start building the fantasy league. Like I said, if you want to join, just hey, how do I join? And I put it on a community wall or whatever. Whatever they call this thing now, and we'll just go from there. Let's make this thing happen. Let's see who. Let's make this thing community oriented. Let's be cool. Let's have fun with this year. You know what I mean? And and football season come, and I know I'm gonna be talking about it. But shout out to Coach Chelsea Lynn. She talks about it on her channel a lot. We converse. We go, we have our conversations. But she's on top of the NFL as well. So y'all check her out. If y'all don't see me, I promise you, she'll go all week talking about the NFL. So pay attention to her. She's getting herself ready. She was just talking about the Detroit Lion cornerback that just got himself jammed up. I ain't mean to say that because that's my 33 brothers team. But but like I'm just telling y'all, that's how much she talks about it. She talks about the free agency. She talks about, she talk about other sports, but football's her thing. And I'm gradually see her talk about some other things. She was talking about the college basketball a couple months ago. She's been talking a little bit, about other different sports. So y'all go ahead and check her out. But y'all know me. I don't hate. I congratulate. I celebrate. Just like my niggas, baby. Nah. But we just gonna rock with this. I ain't never changing this emblem until football season. I might not even change it because the Jets, I don't think they'll. Well, they already got the schedule out. We'll probably do that mid-August. Where I think these teams, what their records of the teams coming out, as I do basketball and I did last year football and I did baseball. I will probably be doing that again. Well, I will be doing it again, not probably. So, we get ready, like I said, we here, y'all. We here. We're going to be here. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? If there's 1 million people, we ain't going nowhere. If it's just zero, if I see a zero up there, I ain't going nowhere. I'm still here. I'm here to show y'all that sports will be a topic for this channel, and we'll be here 365 days if that's what y'all want. So with that being said, from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33. Don't forget, y'all, Night of Champions this afternoon, 1 o'clock. First hour's on ESPN. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, and Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the U.S. Women's Championship. That will be on your regular ESPN channel if you got a sports package. I don't even know if this regular channel. I don't know. I got a sports package because I do sports. So, and then after that, of course, it's gonna be the ESPN app for the rest of that show. So y'all pay attention. But with that being said, y'all, this is Mr. 33. I'll catch y'all soon. Signing off. Thanks for everybody coming through. See y'all later.